I came home expecting to see my Mustang sitting exactly where I had left it. Instead, the driveway was empty. At first, I thought it had been stolen. Then my daughter-in-law walked into the room with the strangest smile on her face and said the car was just collecting dust anyway. I looked at her and realized she knew exactly where my Mustang was. What she did not know was that I had already discovered something far more important. Her name was not on the property she thought she controlled. I had owned my Mustang for years. It was more than just a car to me. I had worked overtime to buy it and kept it in perfect condition. Every weekend, I cleaned it myself and made sure it was protected from the weather. My family knew how much that car meant to me. After my son got married, things slowly started changing. His wife began acting as if everything in my house belonged to her. At first, I ignored it because I did not want arguments inside the family. She started moving things without asking. She used rooms that were not hers. She even began making decisions about my property, as if I had already handed everything over to her. Then, one afternoon, I came home and immediately noticed something was wrong. My Mustang was gone. I checked the driveway twice. Then I checked the garage. The empty space where my car had always been sitting made my stomach drop. I walked inside and asked where my Mustang was. My daughter-in-law looked at me calmly and smiled. She told me not to worry because the car was barely being used anyway. Then she said it was only collecting dust. That sentence changed everything. I looked directly at her and asked, "Who gave her permission to take my car?" She did not answer. Instead, she said that I should stop acting like everything belonged to me because the family was changing now. I stayed quiet. She thought my silence meant I was defeated. She had no idea that earlier that morning, I had visited the county records office. For weeks, I had suspected that she believed she would eventually own the house. She had been telling relatives that the property would one day belong to my son and his wife. She even started talking about renovations and selling parts of the property. But there was one problem. The deed had never changed. My name was still on it. I had purchased the property years before my son was married. I had paid the mortgage, I had paid the taxes, I had maintained the house. And most importantly, I had never transferred ownership to anyone. I calmly told her that she needed to return my Mustang immediately. She laughed. Then she said, I could not tell her what to do in my own house. That was when I placed the property records on the table. Her smile disappeared. I told her that before she made another decision involving my property, she should read the name printed on the deed. She stared at the document for several seconds, .pl. Then she realized what she had misunderstood. The house was not hers. The property was not hers. And taking my Mustang did not magically give her ownership of anything. My son eventually came home and learned what had happened. He was embarrassed and angry because he had never given permission for anyone to take the car. The Mustang was returned that evening. But the bigger lesson was already clear. I had spent years trying to keep peace inside my family. I had confused silence with kindness and tolerance with love. That day, I finally understood something. Being generous does not mean surrendering your rights. Being a parent does not mean allowing someone to control your property. And protecting your family does not mean allowing someone to disrespect you. I did not scream. I did not threaten anyone. I simply showed them the truth. And sometimes the truth is more powerful than any argument. She thought my Mustang was worthless because it was collecting dust. She thought my house was slowly becoming hers. She thought I would stay quiet because we were family. But when she finally looked at the deed, she understood one simple truth. The person whose name was on the deed still had the final say. I did not need revenge. I only needed to stop letting other people